plays a mean guitar. After midnight he performs on a tree branch stage. He is brave, he is outrageous, he is Ozzy the Wonder Squirrel. He will steal your heart and eat all your pecans. He loves cuddling in his fleece when bedtime comes calling. Ozzy the Wonder Squirrel, the cutest rocking squirrel in the universe. VHS attacks in your living room. Creepy little gremlins oozing slime in your VCR. Stacks of films to frighten and entertain, hiding in your closet and duplicating on your shelves. It's time to watch. It's time to be scared. Don't look behind you. It's a mess back there. It's a VHS overload. Don't look behind you. It's a mess back there. It's a VHS overload. Oh, 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 oh.
Howdy, gang, and welcome to yet another episode of VHS Overload. I was awake. In fact, I was wide awake a little while ago, and then I guess somewhere around 8:30, I just dozed off, and I woke up, and it was almost 9 o'clock, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't have my stuff together." So, apologies that I was a little late. I'm going to get this housekeeping stuff out of the way. And then we're going to get to these 10 VHS covers from 1988 that I picked out to talk to you guys and gals about. Okay. So, first of all, we've got quite a bit of programming coming up for the rest of the week and into the weekend. First of all, tomorrow night, I guess I'm going to go ahead and do a horror movie rewind for Friday the 13th, the original Friday the 13th from 1980, talking about all the goofs and trivia I can dig up for Friday the 13th. Thursday will be another They're All Messed Up, and I'll be talking about the severed arm and the single girls and the kills in each one of those because, yeah, that's what we do on They're All Messed Up. Friday, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, will be another Evil Dead Chicks Slasher Fest because we do that the first Friday of the month. And hopefully me and others will be watching together Night of the Demons and Happy Hell Night, a couple of Halloween films for Evil Dead Chicks Slasher Fest. Saturday, we've got a watch along coming up at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for Videodrome, which is a movie you guys and gals picked by poll if you voted for the next watch along. Now, I've got a new poll up for Saturday, October the 25th. Now, right now, I'm planning on going to Scarefest on the 18th. And that is why I'm not having a watch along schedule for that day. Now, if something happens, I may pull it back and we'll do this watch along on the 18th. But the choices are Halloween 4, Halloween 5, and Halloween H2O. And some people might be saying, well, why didn't you pick Halloween 6 in there? Because I don't like Halloween 6 personally, folks. I'm sorry about that. So Halloween 4 is in the lead with 50% of the votes. 16 of you voted. Halloween H2O is in second place with 44% of the votes, and Halloween 5 is trailing in third place at 6%. Okay. All right. So, what else do we have going on? Let's see. I'm hoping to get a restructured version of the live commentary that Mark Price did when me and Steve did a Highway to Hell and went to the Skyline Drive-In August the 23rd. Hopefully I'll be able to put that up and you'll be able to have some kind of visual to go with the audio of Mark Price doing the live commentary. Okay. I'm hoping to be able to finish the first episode of Ozzy the Wonder Squirrel, where Ozzy the Wonder Squirrel goes to the record shop. Also, I'd like to get some more Spooky Dog and Sebastian episodes out. And these two things will be safe for your kids to watch. In fact, once I get enough of them, I will create a playlist of those two cartoon shorts, so that you could just literally sit your kid or your grandkid in front of them and let them watch them for a little bit. Just let them roll. You know, and adults can watch them too. I'm not just saying it's for adults, but these are a lot more kid friendly than most of the stuff on my channel. Okay. I have a lot of new videos up. I have 3 pick your poison taste tests for 3 of the Fanta Halloween flavors. I've got Chucky's Punch, the Michael Myers Pineapple, and the Megan Grape, if you want to check those out if you haven't already. There's also 3 Highway to Hells on the channel as well. For weapons, The Conjuring, Last Rites, and The Long Walk. And I finally got off my lazy dove and put out the 3 episodes so far that me and Steve have done for We Watch Movies. Now, these are not from this year, folks. I don't think we've done any for this year. So if you listen to the 3rd episode and I'm talking about movies to watch around Halloween, well, that's not from this year. But hopefully I can get Steve to, now that I put the other 3 up, maybe now I can get Steve wanting to do more of these episodes. So far, episode 3 has been the most popular of the 3 that I put up. So if you haven't checked all that out, be sure to do so. Let's see. And also, before we get to these VHS covers, I do want to remind everybody that even though I enjoy and appreciate the super chats and the super stickers, and if people ever want to join my Patreon or join my channel or anything like that, I appreciate all of that. All of that helps. But I also know that in this day and age, people aren't made out of money, folks. So there are several free ways that won't cost you a dime that you can support me and the channel and hopefully get me ever closer to my goal of 1,000 subscribers. I'm at 988, folks, getting ever closer. Thank you to all that have subscribed. And now is a great time to subscribe. And that is one of the top ways that you can support me in the channel is by subscribing if you have not already and you're enjoying my content. But now you've got an extra bonus because I am giving away 3 Halloween horror movie prize packs of 5 movies each. To enter, All you need to do from now until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time on October 31st, yes, Halloween 2025, is first of all, you need to subscribe, and you need to not hide the fact that you subscribed. I know some people don't like others knowing which channels they've subscribed to. But if you want to be entered into the contest, you got to let me know that you subscribe, And I guess there's an option when you subscribe to, or in your settings or something. I'm not sure exactly how people do that because I've never, done it myself. But I have to be able to see your screen name because I'm going to be comparing this, because once you subscribe, you need to go to the video that I did talking about the giveaway, and I'll put the link in the chat for you guys and gals. And once you subscribed, you need to put in the comments under that video your channel handle or screen name, and it's got to match the one that you subscribed under. And I say that because I know some people have multiple YouTube channels. Okay. All right. So subscribing is one way that you can support me in the channel, and it doesn't cost you a dime. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the new content I've got coming out. And I need to get better about coming on at the time that I say I'm coming on and not go to sleep and stuff like that. Hit the like button on the stuff that you especially enjoyed. And if you liked everything, hey, hit the like button on everything. It all helps. And here's yet another way, folks. You can share with friends and family members my channel, and hopefully they'll want to subscribe and hit the notification bell and hit the like button and all those good things. And that costs you nothing. It costs the person that you tell about it nothing, right? All right. So those are all the ways that you can support me in the channel. In addition, people can still continue to give super chats and super stickers and stuff like that. I appreciate it all. Okay. I think that may be all for announcements. So before I lose everybody, I'm going to go ahead and get to these 10 VHS covers that I picked for 1988 that I especially liked. So we're going to go ahead and get started with Night of the Demons, which of course is the same movie that I'm going to be doing as one of the movies for Evil Dead Chick Slasher Fest this Friday. I have always loved this cover because it has the angel of demon on there. She's got a party invitation that says, "You're invited to my party," and then Angela in blood red lettering. It's got Night of Thee and then demons in that bright red, scary looking font, creepy looking font. And you have this tagline that says, "Angela is having a party. Jason and Freddie are too scared to come, but you'll have a hell of a time." That was always something that just in the video store just drawed my eyes directly to it, especially the picture of the demonic Angela there. Now I know the thought of demon possession and stuff like that sometimes creeps people out, and this might not be the type of movie that they want to watch because there's a lot of people getting turned into demons in this movie. But if you don't mind it, this is a really great movie to watch, especially around Halloween time because it takes place at a Halloween party. And I remember seeing pictures for this movie in almost at Fangoria in Gore Zone when I was a kid, and that plus this fantastic cover ensured that I was going to rent this whenever I saw it. So that's Night of the Demons. Hey, Gory Tiger, Sorry, I missed you in there. All right, so the next one is A Nightmare on Elm Street, The Dream Master. Um, I pretty much like the majority of Nightmare on Elm Street VHS covers and also Friday the 13th VHS covers. Um, some people may say, well, why do you like this one? I don't know. I like the picture of Freddy that's kind of fading into view. You have the eyeballs there that look like they're in some kind of chamber. You have the typical Nightmare on Elm Street font saying A Nightmare on Elm Street, The Dream Master, or A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. Some people may refer to it as. You've got the tagline, Terror Beyond Your Wildest Dreams. I always like the way that they change Freddy just a little bit on each and every one of these Nightmare on Elm Street film covers. This one may be, some people might think it's a little weaker than some of them. However, there's something that I just like about it. It might be a little cheesy and stuff like that. You also have the glove, the blades from the glove. Well, it's like they're coming up from the ground like this. So I just like many of the elements of this Nightmare on Elm Street, The Dream Master, or Nightmare on Elm Street 4 VHS cover. Okay. And guys and gals, I know I'm going through them kind of a little bit faster than I usually do, but I feel bad, wasting people's time that may have come in here at 9 and it's like, well, where in the heck is she at? So I don't want to waste too much of her time. All right, so the next one is Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood. I always like this too. And like I said, I like a fair amount of both the Friday the 13th and the Nightmare on Elm Street covers. I like the way this is split by a knife or a machete. And it's got Jason's mask on one half. And then who we find out is the character of Tina once we watch the movie with her glowing eye. And the reason why is when you watch the movie, you find out that Tina, it has telekinesis, which means she can move stuff around. So Friday the 13th Part 7, or Friday the 13th The New Blood, has been referred to in many circles as Carrie versus Jason. Because Carrie in the Stephen King story had telekinesis, and the main character of Tina in Friday the 13th The New Blood has telekinesis as well, only she goes up and does battle with Jason. This is also the first time that Kane Hodder makes his appearance as Jason Voorhees. So that's extra special for me too. But I love this cover. I love how it's not too busy. There's stark black in the background. You have the mask that's glowing, the hat that's got the mask. You have Tina's eye glowing. And you don't have a whole lot of other things on it other than Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood, in bright red lettering. Jason is back, and all of that, again, whenever I would look at things like this in the video store, it always ensured that I was going to rent it. And I was already a Friday the 13th freak at that time anyway, and so I was going to get that, regardless of what the cover is, but the cover is great too. All right, so the next one, and there have been varying reflections on the film Monkey Shine. Some people think it's just completely ridiculous, don't like it. I'm somewhere in the middle on the movie Monkey Shines. I enjoy it for what it is. But this cover I really, really like. And this is a cover that I do remember from the video store of the monkey kind of grinning menacingly, holding a razor. You've got an experiment in fear there. And if you had never heard anything about this movie and you hadn't yet read anything, read the back of the VHS cover, that picture alone, I'd be like, ooh, that's kind of creepy. I want to see more about this. It would at least get me to pick up the VHS and flip it over and read what it was about, right? And so I love covers like this because even though some people might look at them and say, wow, that's kind of hokey and stuff like that, there's something inherently creepy about it as well. Almost as if that monkey is going to come off the VHS cover and slash your throat. It looks very menacing to me. So I always thought the Monkey Shines cover was a fun one. All right. So the next one was a favorite during my formative years of horror movie watching. And it's a very it's a very creepy movie too. But what else is creepy is this cover for Bad Dreams. And you have that very ominous tagline above a picture of a girl who's looking very frightened, and a very burned hand is covering her mouth like this. Then we have Bad Dreams in bright red lettering, and it says it's a scream below that. But the ominous tagline above the picture, when Cynthia wakes up, she'll wish she were dead. There's something about the whole package here. That is just so ominous. It screams to a horror fan, rent me, rent me, rent me. It's not very complicated. You also, I almost forgot about this. If you look closely, you have the shadow of a knife blade going across one of the girl's eyeballs and going down her face and onto the hand. The movie itself is about a cult leader, a very Manson-like cult leader who instructs his followers to allow gasoline to be ladled onto them and then allow themselves to just sit still while he lights them on fire. Anybody that has seen stuff about cults, whether it's the Manson's cult or Jim Jones, or even, in more recent years, like the Heaven's Gate cult and all of that. Anybody that has seen that kind of stuff, the tactics in this are very reminiscent, mostly of Manson. But you can see little inklings of other things too. David Koresh even. Um, so I was always, I didn't want to join a cult or anything, but I was always intrigued by the historical stories of cults and stuff like that. It creeped me out on one side. I had a morbid curiosity about it on the other side. So this movie fit perfectly for me. At the time that this was released, I was probably all of 13 years old, and people probably think, oh my gosh, why in the world were you watching stuff like this? But, again, my parents did not restrict me very much, if at all. There were certain things that were very adult in nature, and they said, wait. But things like Bad Dreams and stuff, they knew that I didn't have nightmares after seeing stuff like this. That it was just fun. It was like it was popcorn movie fun, is what it was. And even though it was so creepy, the character of Harris is very, very creepy. So um, this was, again, was a cover I saw in my local video store, and I snatched that sucker right up and took it home and watched it. So that is Bad Dreams. The next one, this is kind of seasonal, isn't it? Is Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Now, I will admit that there's quite a bit of nostalgia attached to the film Halloween 4. Because for me, I grew up watching the other Michael Myers Halloween films as well as Halloween 3, which had nothing to do with Michael Myers. So when I started hearing the whisperings that there was going to be another Halloween movie with Michael Myers returning, I got very, very excited. And I still don't think Halloween 4 is that bad of a movie. There may be some people that don't like it. But I'm also going to take this a second here to. I didn't announce this. I knew that I forgot something. The QR code here is a link that you can scan with your phone, and it will take you to the URL for my horror shop. So I just wanted to let y'all know that you could, if you've been wanting to visit my horror shop and you just ain't had time, well, here's a quick way. Most everybody has cell phones, so you can scan that QR code and go shop or window shop to your heart's content on my site. So my horror shop site. So back to the Halloween 4 cover. So whenever I started seeing the advertisements for it, now I didn't get to go see it at the theater, sadly, or I don't think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. But I did see the trailers for it. And so then when these little beauties cropped up in the video store, I was like, oh my gosh, there's Michael Myers front and center on the VHS cover with a house in the background. It says The Return of Michael Myers, and it's got Halloween, and 4 is in that classic Halloween orange color. So again, not a very complicated VHS cover, but when you've been teasing people for a while that Michael Myers is going to make a return, and then the white face killer shows up on the VHS cover, yeah, you just I was elated. Now, after I watched it, I felt a little let down in spots, but I don't hate the movie. But the cover, coupled with the trailers, really sealed the deal for me on Halloween 4. Okay. So the next one, people might say, well, why in the world did you pick this one? Well, the reason why I picked Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, and most guys would be the ones that would get excited over a Fred Olen Ray movie called Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, right? But I just think the cover is fun. It says they charge an arm and a leg. If you got a sharp eye, you see that that's Gunnar Hansen in the background, his face there. And then you'd have Michelle Bauer with a very large chainsaw with the blade pointed out. And I mean, what could not be fun about a movie that's behind a cover like this? I just think the cover's fun. I don't think it's vulgar or anything really. I think it's fun, and I think it's funny. And it's something that says, to me anyway, watch this and you're going to have a heck of a good time watching it. Now, yeah, are there going to be naked ladies? Yeah, I ain't going to lie. There's going to be naked ladies. But it's still going to be fun. Things can have nudity in them that us women still find fun, right? So that's Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers. The next one, I think I've said this before, that any covers, um, well, I'm going to make that a little bit bigger. Any covers like this one, you can see the bottom half of a girl's boobs as her shirt is coming up. But you've got cheerleader camp and bright red lettering, and you have what, if you look at the body, appears to be a very attractive girl in a cheerleader outfit. But if you look at the face, you've got a skeleton with dark hair. She's holding pom poms. And then in the background, you have what looks like a teen sex comedy hijinks in the background. Um, that and at least part of cheerleader camp is a sex comedy type of movie, and then the other half of it is a horror movie. Betsy Russell is in this, and those of you that remember Betsy Russell from things like Private School, where she gets naked, she does not get naked in this one, folks. There are plenty of girls that do, but apparently Betsy Russell was taking a break from her TNA roles, and Leif Garrett is in this movie as well. Um, but I love these covers that have what looks like a normal human, usually a girl, but then when you look at the face, it's a skeleton, right? Slaughter High is another one that has a guy as a skeleton. So, wearing a Letterman's jacket and all that. You also have the tagline on this that says competition was murder at cheerleader camp. So that is cheerleader camp. We got a couple more. Um, this is one I don't know if a lot of people have heard about or even seen. Um, but I do remember seeing this one again at my local video store. Anything to do with scarecrows. Scarecrows don't really creep me out. They're just kind of scary good fun to me. So something like this that has a creepy looking scarecrow front and center, and then it has the title Scarecrows, not in any bright red lettering, but it's like it's got corn coming up in front of it. And it looks like the little T shaped thing that you put the scarecrows on. And it's empty, folks. So the scarecrows come down off of that, and he's going around doing nefarious things. You also have that very ominous fog in the background of this, and you just expect that scarecrow at any second to lift its head up and open its eyes, right? And hop off there and start trying to kill your ass. So I've always loved this one. This is another one that says, uh, or screams rather, rent me. I would highly recommend this one. This one is out, I believe this has been out on Blu-ray. I believe I do have it on Blu-ray. Um, so you can hunt it out or hunt it up or whatever. It may be on things like Tubi and YouTube and stuff like that. I would definitely try those avenues first if I wanted to watch it rather than just going out and buying it. All right. So the last one I want to talk about tonight is Sleepaway Camp 2. Now, I kind of have a little bit of a story to tell behind this one. My dad was the one that rented this the first time around and brought it home for us to watch. And I remember him telling me, he said, Dana, I thought you would really like this one because the girl on the front of the VHS had a Freddy glove and a Jason mask in her backpack. See, my good old dad was thinking of his daughter. Look at the price tag on there, 79. I think it says 79.95, folks. That was back in the day when they were like these VHS were super expensive. But my good old dad was thinking about his daughter, and he knew that I liked Nightmare on Elm Street movies. He knew that I liked Friday the 13th movies. So why wouldn't his daughter like something like this? It also has the fun tagline, when you go camping, just take the essentials. And of course, I watched Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3 before I ever saw the first Sleepaway Camp. But I still love this cover to this day. God bless the artists that have recreated, or done their own thing with the artwork for the Sleepaway Camp films. However, my heart is always with these original covers, especially with the Sleepaway Camp movies, and especially Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3. A lot of nostalgia attached to these covers. No, that is not, Pamela Springsteen on there. It's evidently, just a model or whatever that they gotten, or maybe another actress to get to do this, but it's still really, really cool. So that is Sleepaway Camp 2. And I have officially reached the end of my list of 10 Fave horror VHS covers from 1988. Be sure to, go in the comments and tell me some of your fave horror VHS covers from 1988. I would love to hear about that. Gory Tiger, I want to thank you for being in the chat with me, kind of keeping me company. I also want to thank those of you that popped in and out this evening. I appreciate it. And also for those of you that maybe didn't get a chance to come in here live, or maybe came in here earlier and my butt was asleep. But in any event, if you didn't get to watch it live as I was doing it, and you watch it on the replay, I want to thank you guys and gals as well, right? And as always, I'm off like a dirty shirt. This shirt ain't dirty, but I'm off like one. And I want to remind everybody, as I always do before I get off of here for the night, to be kind to one another and blaze that trail. Have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday night, folks. And be on the lookout, because I got 2 things in today. I got the Nightmare on Elm Street, not the limited edition, I'm sorry to say, with the steel books and stuff. But I did get a Nightmare on Elm Street 7 film collection, all on 4K. So I'll be reviewing that upcoming on an Evil Dead Chick's Excellent Movie Reviews. I also got Arrow's release of Creepshow 2 on 4K that I will also be talking about and reviewing as well upcoming. All right. So I am out of here for now, but I also want to remind you guys and gals to blast some Aussie. Get out there, blast some Aussie, and try your best to live the Aussie way. And what do I mean by that? Please, guys and gals, don't stay stuck in the past. Move forward from the present into the future, and never, ever give up on your dreams. I love each and every one of you out there, and I'll see everybody next time.